Hello and welcome back to COVID-19 updates. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how does the COVID-19 test and trace app work and how can you get it. So, people who have been in close contact with someone found to have COVID-19 are being traced and asked to self-isolate for a fortnight. And in England and Wales, the emphasis is on local public health teams contacting them, although a contact tracing app is set to launch on the 24th of September. So what can you expect if a friend, neighbour or someone else who went to the same pub or restaurant as you tests positive? What happens if I do develop symptoms? If you develop coronavirus symptoms and test positive, you'll be contacted by a text, email or phone. England's NHS test and trace service will call only from 03 000 135 000. I'll repeat that, 03 000 135 000. So 03 000 135 000. You'll be asked to log on to the NHS Test and Trace website. There you must give personal information, including your name, date of birth and postcode, who you live with, places you visited recently, names and contact details of people you have recently been in close contact with. So close contacts are people you've spent 15 minutes or more with at a distance of less than 2 meters. It's obviously going to be quite a lot of people. And partners, household members, or people you've had face-to-face conversations with at a distance less than 1 meter. Contact must have taken place within a 9-day period, starting 48 days within symptoms appeared. No one who is then contacted will then hold your identity. So how does manual contact tracing work? How manual contact tracing works. So person tests positive for coronavirus, that's the first thing. The infected person speaks to the contact tracer or fills out an online form giving details of who they've been physically close to. The close contact, the high-risk person, will then be asked to self-isolate for 14 days, or the low-risk contact, there is no need to self-isolate. If symptoms develop, they are then contact tested and treated, but if no symptoms are after 14 days, they contact given the all clear. So what happens to people who are then contacted? If you're approached because one of your contacts has tested positive, you must stay at home for 14 days from your last point of contact with them. You must self-isolate, even if you don't have symptoms. Others in your household won't have to self-isolate unless you also develop symptoms, but you must take extra care around you regarding social distancing and hand washing. How is the tracing system scheme going? The Prime Minister claimed the UK test and trace system would be world-beating, but it has encountered several problems since its launch in May. Of the people referred to the contact tracing system between the 27th of August and the 2nd of September, 87% were reached and asked for a list of their contacts, and 69.2% of those contacts were reached and asked to self-isolate. The scheme needs to reach a much higher proportion of the population than this in order to prevent a second wave when schools reopen, leading scientists have suggested. SAGE, which advises the government, have said at least 80% of their contacts would need to self-isolate for it to be effective. The mobile app was meant to launch in mid-May and formed a key component of the UK's tracing strategy, but the original attempt which used a centralised approach to storing data has been abandoned. When can I use the contact tracing app? It's coming back. The contact tracing mobile app is set to be enrolled out in England and Wales from the 24th of September. People with Apple and Google smartphones will be asked to download the app, which detects a fellow user nearby. Hospitality venues, such as pubs and restaurants, will then be asked to display posters with a QR code, which app users will be asked to scan to check into their location. The posters will go up in communal areas of community buildings like universities, hospitals, and libraries. Used alongside manual contact tracing, the app will help identify close contacts of a user who has tested positive or visitors to a premises that has suffered an outbreak. Northern Ireland launched its app in July, while Scotland's recently released app was downloaded 600,000 times in 24 hours. So, must I provide contact details if I'm eating out? Currently, places such as pubs and restaurants must collect and keep customer details for 21 days. From the 24th of September, visitors will be able to scan a QR code instead, but premises must also offer an alternate system, such as a handwritten register for anyone that does not have a smartphone. An NHS test and trace call does not always mean a pub and restaurant must close. It depends on the circumstances when an infected person is visited. What about sick pay? If someone is self-isolating but can't work from home, their employer must ensure they receive sick pay. Workers on universal credit in some local lockdown areas may be able to claim a daily payment of £13. Those who are self-employed people can apply for an income support scheme grant. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching/listening. I hope you've enjoyed this video and that it was informative. If so, please do leave a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching.